Hey, what's up, guys? The series is not dead, indeed. I'm back here with another episode of the Sub 20 Project. Yeah, I apologize. It's been a minute since I've last done an episode for you guys on here. It's been, 3 months now that we're going since I last uploaded something to the series, but here we are. I figure I'll go ahead and do this race recap while I can and talk. Yeah, basically, the majority of the video will be the race recap of the Delta Dental 5K that I did this past weekend with my dad, and talk about everything leading up to it real quick. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as I possibly can, but so essentially, yeah, the last couple months I have trained. I have been training. It's not like I got injured or anything like that, but training did get a bit spotty in April. My longest long run was a non-continuous 62-minute run in mid-March, and yeah, again, running overall got a little spotty in April. It was not exactly the way I wanted it to be and whatnot, but I did do some nice quality workouts. I did 6x400, 7x400, 8x400 in alternating weeks. Those felt pretty good. Excelled at those workouts pretty well. Did tempo runs. Had some successful tempo runs finally for the first time in like freaking ages, because I struggle with a workout like that. I don't usually do very well with that kind of workout. But the bottom line was I was doing the best I can with what I had. Come here, sit down. My little dog will start barking at anything now. I don't want him to start barking. Come here, Izzy. But yeah, he doesn't know. But he doesn't. Oh, stop. Just because I hit the couch doesn't mean you start barking either. But anyway, so basically, yeah, training it was tough. It doesn't help either that a good friend of mine from college, that not only myself, but everyone in the meteorology department was friends with, he suddenly passed away right after Easter. So that just made everything way more personal than it originally was, of course. And going towards the race, I really felt this. It was like the darkest cloud I can recall in a while. Shut up, Kane. But anyway, so long story short, got to the race just fine, except for a couple things. One, of course, I'm thinking about, just thinking about things. I've been really figuring things out with life as of late. Just trying to. I'm not going to talk about it right now in this video because nothing's finalized. Quit looking at the couch. I'm sorry, my dogs are really just something else. But so essentially, that week, I had P.F. Chang's on that Wednesday. Let's just start there. And I went with a couple of good friends of mine from college. Needless to say, I got the Chang's Spicy Chicken. That was kind of a mistake because that Thursday, my stomach was hurting the whole time. I wish she quit biting me. Stop biting me. Anyway, my stomach was kind of hurting a little bit throughout Thursday. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world or anything like that. I didn't have any like extra bathroom stuff happen, but basically Friday, I traveled a little bit on Friday, and I'm not going to explain the traveling. Quit it! Sorry. She's really trying to get it. You're asking for it, aren't you? She wants to tell you, too, how this race went. She's eager to hear it. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, the eating schedule got a little messed up Friday. I only had breakfast and dinner, but it was what it was, pretty much. So I went to bed, like, before 10 o'clock, and then got up at 5:10 a.m. for the race on this past Saturday. This is an event that's in conjunction with the One America 500 Mini Marathon. I've done the half marathon twice. My fastest is 2:19:46. The second time I did a half marathon was the hardest race of my and my dad's life. No question about it. I never felt like I was going to come apart even more than I ever did or whatever pretty much on that day. I was so close to just completely like quitting, but did the 5K once too, and I got 26:28. Why? Stop. Anyway, So basically, long story short, I was looking to just more or less see where I was in terms of my fitness. I wasn't really trying to be too focused on the time going into the race because I'm obviously still in the beginning phases of what's on the road to try and hope somehow run under sub 20 in the 5K by the end of the year. Of course, I'm giving myself until New Year's Eve, 11:59 p.m. basically, so of this year with a challenge. So basically, me and my dad, we got our music. I got my music together. He didn't listen to music. I grabbed a gel. I don't know how much that did for me. I don't think that contributed to my result. Of course, I'm not gonna spoil the time right now, but essentially the forecast wasn't great, but it was better than the 2019 half marathon forecast. I'll tell you that. It did not rain. The rain moved out just in time, and then the temperature was around 52. They kept fluctuating the temperature a little bit. They went from 49 to 54 kind of in that span. And there was a stiff wind out of the north. Of course, April was so damn windy here. It's the windiest stretch I can recall in some time, honestly, because this whole entire year has been windy. It's been absurd, but every day it's gusting like 40 miles per hour. I'm not even kidding either, but basically the wind was the sustained winds were at 15 miles per hour, but gusts were up to 25. So the course predominantly runs west to east. It's a point-to-point course. A little bit of elevation change. So got to the start line in time. Basically, I wasn't nervous. I really wasn't too nervous by the morning of the race, which is a bit odd because I usually am a little more nervous than usual than I was on Saturday morning. So basically, I just said, you know what? We're gonna go for it and see what we can do. Had some good music. I'll have the links to videos of the songs I listened to in the description below, in order that I listened to. From underneath my tripod, goof. I don't need her knocking this thing out of place. It's kind of hard to get this thing in place, I feel like, a little bit. But basically, I started off well. As soon as I started, though, some guy in front of me started walking. I'm like, and I gotta say this real quick. If you're gonna walk in a 5K, start in the back. It says with the signed walkers. My dad has similar problems. And my dad started much closer to me this time than we did in 2018. We started way too far back, and we dodged a bunch of walkers. It was a pain in the ass, let's just be honest. But this time around, it was about a lot easier on us. And so I started off on purpose slower because I wanted to find my groove, because I forgot my watch. I forgot my damn Garmin, but it's okay. No need to panic about it. I just basically started the activity on my phone on Strava. I use Strava to log all my training. So basically, yeah, it was kind of a slow move into it, basically. A slow entrance into the race kind of for me. Just trying to take it easy and then find my groove. By the half mile, the 1 kilometer mark, I was running at the pace I would run at or try to sustain for the remainder of the time, which would be roughly, I don't know, 8:30, 8:20 pace. Again, I didn't know what pace I was running at because Strava only told, Strava can tell you, you can have Strava tell you what your time is at a specific point with the current pace and whatnot, either at every mile or every half mile. Back in 2017, I used to do every half mile. Why, I don't know. But I don't know, I felt like I made things so quicker, especially with my longer training that I was doing, like longer runs and stuff like that of 8, 9, 10 mile runs. But anyway, felt good for the first bit. The wind was definitely there where we were running west on Washington Street. The race starts with a JW Marriott downtown Indy, so right there where the zoo's at and all that jazz. But the TCU amphitheater's right there pretty much too. So for those who don't know about that, they just renovated that place recently. It's amazing. But basically, the first mile was good, but here's the thing though, in the first half mile, I developed a side stitch on my left side, so I'm thinking, oh great, I know exactly where we're heading towards, a damn stomachache. And this happened during the Drumstick Dash last fall in late November, on Thanksgiving morning. It was like, didn't take long for me to like suffer a lot, and I knew we were heading towards that territory. It was just a matter of time when it was going to fully lock in. So right in here, left side stitch, I'm like, great. But at the moment, at that current time, got to mile 1, I forgot about the clock and net time differentiation. When you look at results from this event, and with quite a few events, you'll have a clock and a net time. Of course, care about the net time, obviously, that's your official time. The clock said around 8:37 at mile 1 when I crossed by the clock. Now, I didn't do the math immediately because I wasn't focused on it, but my first mile was, I think, low 8:20s. Now, this was faster than I was wanting to go, but personally I felt good to do it, so I just said screw it. I didn't panic, I didn't freak out, I didn't say, oh Lord, what am I doing myself? I just went with it. I went with it, no regrets basically, so around 8:22 was my first mile. Estimating off of like the clock when I started at the clock, or what clock time it was when I started. Basically from then on, it was a matter of survival because the last 2/3 of the race became a tough experience. It was almost felt like a war at this point. I felt like going up this little uphill, that's when the first sign of trouble started happening because I'm thinking, great, I didn't do any hill training obviously for this, but I think my leg training from the winter, I think, saved me this time. Did quite a bit of some indoor like cardio strength stuff. Did a lot of leg stuff too with that as well, so I think that saved me this time around. But trying to fight the wind at this point, running more north. Then we crossed this one bridge into the halfway point. I want to say my halfway split was probably about I don't know. I actually don't know. I think it was probably around 13 minutes flat or something like that, 13:10. I'm going to say anywhere from 13:10 was my halfway split. I'm not sure, but yeah, my mind was trying to play mind games with me at this point. It's like it wanted to quit. It wanted me to quit overall, but I didn't know just how to get around that. But I kept telling myself, just get to the last mile, get towards mile 2, get to the last song of your playlist. And I think that positive attitude, did a reverse psychology in my head of like, okay, I feel like I'm in control to finish this race with some strength. Let's do this. So, onward we march, right? There's something flying here, but onward we go. So basically, we got to the mile 2 mark, and it was getting tough. The stomachache started to really intensify by mile 2. Clock set around 17:10, so my second mile was around. I would say my second mile was close to 8:35, maybe. Not sure. I really couldn't tell you, but anyway, basically, I got within control of my mind, my mentality. Usually, when I'm in that mindset of like, oh, just stop. You can slow down a little bit and ease, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going. Or whatever, it becomes a serious battle in your head when it comes to this stuff. But basically, I went for it. Last mile, I went for it. I really just took everything within me to like hang in there in the last bit, because I was just like, at any moment I was gonna blow a gasket. It felt like at this point. So basically, we're heading due east towards the finish. I knew that last straight where it was like no turns for the rest of the race for like the last half mile or so was going to absolutely kill me. It's like, this stretch is going to literally kill me. I have to hang in there. And especially when the song I was listening to, this last song, there was a breakdown at the 3-minute mark, and then there's a soft section from about 5 minutes to 7.5 minutes. That part almost killed me, the soft section of it, because the song is dominantly heavy. It's a 14-minute song. I didn't listen to the entire 14-minute song, of course. I listened to about, during the race portion of it, I think I listened to 9 minutes of it, but that soft section about almost killed me. So basically what happened was I just was like, this is it. This is it. You know, we had a group of 5 guys and a woman nearby, and they started to get away from me a little bit, but I reeled myself back in within 30 seconds, basically, of that. And so I hanged in there somehow. When the song picked back up, I just was like, in the back of my mind, just like, you know what? Get your ass moving. Get your ass moving. Stop playing around. Go for it. Don't be afraid to push. But my stomach was just to the point where it's like, keep pushing me. I'm pushing back. Everything was just mixing, and it just kept mixed signals were fighting each other like no tomorrow in with my body. It was like, oh Lord. It's like the meme of every meme with every single light turned on the car dashboard. That was me at that point. One guy to my far right made a surge in the last 200, 400 meters. I pretty much went with him and went ahead of the group as the song is ensuing its second final breakdown. Turned my mind off, crossed the finish line. The clock said 26:10, but I didn't think about it with the net time. My final time was 25:58. 25:58, average pace of 8:21 per mile. Super happy about that. That really was great to see. Was not expecting that going into it. My training did not indicate some 26 shape, but I'm just thankful to God and my family and friends for always being there for me. The next race, I don't know when the next race is. I might go a little bit more in depth with the race recap, maybe in the next video, of course, because, you know, don't want to make this video too long, but I do appreciate you guys following along. We're going to get the series back up and rolling more over the summer. I can't wait for you guys to see more content with it. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys again later. And by the way, my 5K PR right now is 24:33, so we're trying to squeeze that in over the next couple of months. Let's do this. See you guys in the next episode.